Okay. Hope you enjoy the new look. It fits the movie we just watched. Hello, my name is Kelly.
I'm DJ.
And welcome to another midnight showing. We just got out of Age of Adaline, aka what the hell did I just watch? Part 3.
Part 3. What were the other two?
I think part 1 was Paddington, and the second one was Strange Magic.
Oh God.
This isn't a bad movie.
It's not. It just slaps you upside the head with
science.
Yeah. We were getting our thoughts together, and yeah, you're about to hear it.
Yeah. So non-spoiler version. I'd say check it out when it goes to a cheap the cheap seats, or maybe go to Redbox or something.
Yeah,
it's not worth it completely ignoring. I mean, it wasn't horrible. It was just kind of mediocre with some really weird shit from it for no reason.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's my recommendation.
Yeah, older people will definitely like it. It's a lot of nostalgia gazing. Is that a thing?
Yeah,
is that what you call it?
I guess you would call it that. Not in the kind of way that you would look at, say, something you grew up with, but just like,
yeah.
She's originally from the 1940s. No, she grew up in.
She was born in 1908, and due to some weird accident in, like, I would say 30s or 40s, she doesn't age, so she goes through decade after decade until she finally gets to ours with the age of iPhones.
Yeah, constantly changing her identity to get away from the government that scared her in the late 40s, maybe early 50s.
Yeah.
There's no actual exact dates after her birthday.
It looked a lot like the 50s.
Yeah. They heard about her and they wanted to do experiments like anybody else would, so she ran. And she's been running ever since.
Yep.
Then she found a nice blue box, decided to get a companion, turned into a sex symbol, and realized that she regenerates every time she dies. In a nice glowing aura.
You're getting your wires crossed there.
Am I wrong with how much fakey science was thrown in this?
No kidding. That's one of those WTF moments we're going to get into here.
Yeah, so, yeah, before we go into the spoiler version, did you change your recommendation or anything?
I would say exactly like what you said. Cheap theater, Netflix. It's definitely one to check out. Yeah. If you want to just sit down and have a nice quiet movie after the things we've seen.
Yeah, there's some moments in this one that'll just make you quit.
It's a nice, competent movie.
Yeah, it's beautifully shot. And
after what we've seen.
Oh, hell yes.
Jeez.
You don't even have to work.
The best movie. Yeah, the best.
Tomorrow, and I have to go to work today.
Yeah,
I'm gonna firebomb the store, by the way.
The best movie we've seen in a long time after the crap we've had to swim through was Age of Ultron.
And it's nice to just get a movie that isn't crap. It's just, eh?
Yeah.
It wasn't horrible. I can obviously tell that it was kind of worth the ticket price just for the enjoyment factor of those weird moments.
Yeah, I was bored out of my mind today, and I actually kind of dozed off. And then I called him and was like, "Hey, is Age of Adaline out? Do you want to see a movie or something tonight?" And he said, "Sure. It's either Age of Adaline or that other
Hot Pursuit.
Hot Pursuit." Let's go see Age of Adaline. We've been wanting to see this for a while to see what was that suggestive comment.
I really think it was the hand. I think it was the hand joke. I really was. It's not a hand job joke. It's a putting your hand in places that it's not supposed to.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
I'm surprised that pushed it to PG-13. There wasn't much language. No violence.
I don't know. She was bleeding a lot from a cut on the hand.
Yeah, that could have done it. Shrek was like PG, and we had to Not to say Shrek wasn't a bad movie, but we just had one fart joke too many.
We had a lot worse jokes in Shrek, and that got PG.
Yeah.
And this one, there's only maybe one questionable joke in this entire movie, and it's PG-13.
Yeah.
The language is non-existent. There is no violence to speak of. The suggestive stuff is PG at best. I mean, there was that one bed shot, but
I think Captain America would love this movie.
Yeah, language.
Language.
One of the many jokes we didn't go into inside of our review. Yeah, so the movie is just basically her trying to regain what semblance of living she lost, because she's been on the run for so long. She's a routine. Everything's a routine. She knows how to do it. She's pointing out flaws in all the people she's buying fake IDs from.
Yeah.
You know, why are you doing this, son? Yeah, she goes to get her IDs from this stupid kid who's even... Really, I kind of have a hard time buying that this prepubescent little, not even out of high school, is making quality IDs that can fake a past government inspection.
I don't know, Rat from the Core. He was that age, wasn't he? He was a super hacker.
Maybe. Yeah, so, yeah, she goes, at the very beginning of the movie, she goes to him to get a new set of IDs because she's planning on moving in a few weeks. Right on schedule, as her daughter, who's older than her, says.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, that was weird.
that was one of the weird moments, but not one of the WTF moments.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he tells her that his name is Tony. Okay. She instantly goes, gets led to his printing room, which is his bedroom, and at the end of it, she starts calling him Jeff. What do you mean? My name's Tony. She's like, no, your name is Jeff. All of your autographed baseballs are sitting on your desk. They're signed to Jeff. It's the little things that slip you up. You really should be more careful. And, yeah, everything's a routine to her. You think that we'd see some presence of the government tracking her or something, but we never do.
No.
And they even pointed out, all the people that are after her have been long dead. I'm pretty sure that if the FBI, who they introduced themselves to be, I don't know if that's actually who they were, but I'm pretty sure that they would have some file or record on her, especially considering the narrator tells us that this exact phenomenon is going to be discovered in 2035.
Yeah, digitized files now, which are significantly safer than having them in manila envelopes or whatever.
Hell yes.
But that lasts for effing ever.
Famous fleeting internet's forever.
Exactly.
But yeah, the whole movie is just basically her. She ends up meeting a guy who just spins her world right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round, right
Yeah,
round.
we seriously thought that he was going to turn out to be like a government agent. But
It would have been a great twist if he had been like one of the guys who was sent to infiltrate her because they had such a hard time getting her in the past.
Exactly.
But no, it's just your straight up romance, and you just get these weird segues about space and comets and fakey science that would make Dr. Insano go, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, literally, after like all the credits and what company did this again?
Sky Entertainment. SKE Entertainment.
Lionsgate had something to do with it.
Yeah, Lionsgate was the overarching company, but the smaller company that actually worked on 90% of the movie was Sky.
Yeah. After all that, it just punches you in the face with an overview of the Earth. And you're just like, what?
And talking about a comment that's 30 years late that apparently had something to do with this?
Yeah. Did we walk into the wrong movie? And it's like, in 1908, Adaline Bowman was born. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm up to scale. I'm up to speed right now.
And the beginning movie opens up and it's space.
Yeah.
Okay.
It zooms down into a taxi driving on a road in San Francisco where Adaline is.
She ends up she works at the library digitizing their records for them. So she's like digitizing all of the old newsreels, and she puts one in and starts watching a projector reel of it, and it just starts going into her backstory.
Yeah.
A narrator from nowhere goes into her backstory about how she was born, she had a daughter, she met a good man who died in a tragic accident. 10 months after that, it did something impossible. It snowed in San Francisco.
Yeah, so...
Which caused her to crash into water with... Okay, plus in this movie's favor, those crashes felt brutal.
Yeah.
It really looked like that they put their actors inside of a car and chucked it off of a mountain range with a GoPro inside of it.
I've been in a crash. That was terrifying.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it felt like.
Yes, the crashes felt real. But yeah, she ends up falling down a cliff into a pool of water.
And then the pseudoscience kicks in.
Yeah, with the narrator.
Like, her heart stops. Like when the body and the core temperature
drops this low.
Drops to 87 degrees. Out of nowhere, lightning bolt flashes. From that moment on, Adaline couldn't age.
Yeah, she's just fine. And it said this phenomenon will be discovered in 2035. The fuck? Where did this come from? Are you telling me this is going to go all the way into the future? I thought it was supposed to be past into present.
Exactly.
But no. It's just, okay.
Suddenly we're going to get into Total Recall territory.
Okay, yeah.
With Harrison Ford.
And a pretty damn good impersonator when they showed his teenage forms. I mean, good God. He didn't exactly look the part, in my opinion, because I imagine just be a little bit gruffer.
Yeah.
Especially for the U.S. military.
Yeah.
But, damn, did he get the accent, the mannerisms? It was perfect.
I thought for a moment the younger guy was just kind of lip syncing, and Harrison Ford was in the recording studio.
I could totally see that going. But yeah, she ends up meeting this guy and falling in love with him. They end up having a pretty good fling after the typical good, bad stuff. Things happen, talk with other people, forgive him, blah, blah, blah.
Turns out Harrison Ford married after meeting Adaline and is Ellis's... We've mentioned Ellis, right?
Yeah, he's the guy that she falls in love with.
His name is Ellis. He's rich-ish.
No, not ish. He is set for life, dumping money at charities. This is how rich he's supposed to be.
Exactly.
He's work. At least he's not
a douche about it.
Yeah, he's not a douche about it. He's a completely 100% believable guy.
A lot of people were likable except for that one guy, which we'll get into.
Yeah, we didn't even
see.
You don't even meet this guy.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that at the end here. So it turns out Harrison Ford plays Ellis's father, who actually met Adaline in a previous
London.
Yeah, in London
when they both went to school.
Yeah.
But yeah, she went to school in like the 1960s.
She's like the only person that she actually said that her name was actually Adaline.
Yeah.
Up until this point, she's been going by Jenny.
Well, she changed her identity periodically. Her new identity she was going to get in like, what was it, 5 weeks after the place?
Yeah.
Afterwards, it's Susan.
Yeah.
So she's actually got everything, and she's this freaking rich as Ellis is in this movie, because she apparently invested in Xerox when they first started up. Yeah, she's got money. But yeah, she goes by different identities every so many months or years, I guess. I guess she could live off of one identity as long as it's not burned for maybe 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, that was an interesting touch when they're showing the Xerox scene. That I thought it's like they're showing the like younger guy, you know.
Not the younger guy. It was the guy who.
No, I mean, like in our time in the present, and then you see the picture of the guy on the wall, and then it goes to the flashback, and that picture is replaced with like the mutton chops and the monocle, and it's the guy that she's talking to is the dude on the wall.
Yeah,
that was an interesting touch.
At certain points, she'll see things that'll send her on like kind of a nostalgia trip, and she'll instantly remember something back in the day, like seeing Harrison Ford's teenage self and all the years that she had. she drives by a bench, and turns out that they'd fallen in love in London. Go figure. Yeah. And he was going to propose to her. She saw this and ran.
Yeah.
Realizing that she'd gotten way too close to it, and yeah. Turns out, many years later, she meets his son and starts banging him instead. I'm sure that's not going to cause any kind of mental scarring amongst this now 70, 80-year-old Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
I'm sure that wouldn't cause a heart attack. But yeah, and she doesn't even figure out that Ellis is his son until he takes her to his father's 40th, his mother and father's 40th marriage anniversary.
Yeah.
So yeah, just goes there and oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that scene was awkward.
That was very awkward. And I think they played that up, but at the same time,
yeah.
Did it feel like to you that Harrison Ford was kind of phoning it in a little bit?
Not really.
I don't know. I mean, he was really great in those dramatic moments, like when he realizes who she is and he has to go after her. Those moments are really, really good.
They hit the whimsical note way too hard.
The music was a little nail on the head, beating it in.
At least they could actually act, unlike in Lost in Space. Sorry, I've been watching the Nostalgia Critic a lot lately for some reason. And I'm just going off on these. At least these people can actually act.
They can act. There's no, I love you, wife.
I love you, wife. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, God, that was a horrible movie. But, yeah, this movie does have, it has quality acting. 90% of the problems with the movie are just the what the fuck moments. And there are a few of them. Some really, really overly played, like, battering your head comedy routines. Like, when they have to go through the stupid, she pushes them away before getting advice, where she has to go back to him and apologize that she was over-emotional because he doesn't understand the whole situation, blah, blah, blah. But they have a middleman in this, for some reason, rather than actually just having her say this to him. No, she goes to his apartment, and there's a construction guy there, which makes no sense, because he said he was doing all the construction himself.
Before that, she has to put her dog down, which is really sad, because I'm a dog lover.
That was a harsh scene.
That hit home for me. Do you want me to get into it, or should I?
Go ahead.
Okay, so her dog is a Cocker Spaniel, and...
Cutest damn thing you've ever seen.
I know. And my sister had one, and over the years she got old, fat, arthritis, blind and deaf, until it finally passed away. And my sister was just, oh gosh, it was so bad. And when that scene, that's all I could think of when she went to the vet and had to put it down. So that's what did it for me.
Yeah, that scene was the harshest. That was the one when she's over emotional from her dog, from having to put the dog down, which was a harsh scene. I mean, just all in itself. I mean, good God, they should have given that Oscar to that dog.
Yeah.
It played the part perfectly. Yeah. Usually they just traded out for a stuffed or CGI'd it or something like that. No, this dog actually played dead very, very well.
Yeah. The only CG we need in this is the lightning bolt.
Yeah, the lightning bolt.
Thank God.
The magic lightning bolt.
The magic lightning bolt. Anyway, so she's disheveled from this, and they meet on the streets, and he's trying to hand her flowers. When in the background, you get probably one of my favorite actors in this whole thing. They have their spat, and she walks off, and he just gives this little old Chinese lady the flowers.
It's walking by. Here's for you. Have fun.
And she's just kind of hemming it up in the background. Oh. That was the best.
the background things are just as interesting as the foreground.
Yeah.
It's just one of those little, just random things on the street.
You're at this low moment, but you can't help but look at the Chinese lady.
But yeah, that leads into the whole makeup scene afterwards.
Yeah.
Again, there's just this middleman in the middle of this makeup scene that makes no goddamn sense. He's got him on the phone. Couldn't you just call him on the intercom in the apartment building?
Exactly.
Or something like that? No, she's on the phone, and he's like, oh, tell her this, and this, and this, and this, and she just rambles on.
The lady in the back, not the girls next to us, but there's the lady in the back that was cackling. Like
she was... Okay.
And then...
I'm pretty sure if I jingled my keys in front of her, she'd be laughing a little bit harder than that.
Yeah, so... It was us and the girls next to us were kind of like, I think I actually looked at one person. I think we actually locked eyes and we're just like, what the fuck is going on? and then it was like, oh, you heard that? I'm like, we're all just like, oh, thank goodness. Everyone was like, ah.
There's a lot of those moments inside of this. And most of it has to do with its pseudoscience and explanation of Adaline.
Yeah.
We know this going in. You can just explain it through flashbacks. You don't need a narrator to tell you that there's this precise temperature that if you drop the body at and then strike it with a bunch of lightning in the middle of a pool, that it'll magically disturb the elasticity of her cells and... now she's not affected by aging.
Yeah.
That's not how that works. It's not.
You could have easily just said magic.
Magic! Yeah, that's all you had to say, is that it's unexplainable.
Yeah.
It's an unexplainable event that doesn't make any sense. Okay.
Yeah. They make little quips here and there that is basically just beating a dead horse. I'm like, the audience gets it. You might as well just tell them at this point. We're at the halfway point. Could have made this an hour 45.
Yeah, she doesn't tell Ellis about her until the very end of the movie. It's all about her struggle to regain everything.
I'm laughing because we're about to come to
Yeah.
That part.
Before we do, we should probably just talk about Ellis and as an actor and her love interest. He's not bad. In fact, I was really, really surprised. Though trailers are making him out to be this, like, big, super hot stud.
Yeah.
The guy is a moron.
He's very likable, though.
He's a very likable one.
Which is surprising. I kind of wanted them to get together.
And they don't. It's not like they don't have chemistry, but there were some scenes that they didn't mesh as well as others. The world's worst joke in the world.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
I still don't get that. Somebody like a minute later, like in the next scene, she just starts cackling. I'm just like, I'm glad you get it because I don't.
Yeah, so a horse wants to join the Yankees or something like that, and he's like, "Can't have that. You can't do that. I can hit as well as you, if not better." Oh yeah, prove it. So the horse goes and picks up a bat with its teeth, and sure enough, king, right into the bleachers.
Yeah.
Home runs, every single one. Wow. Is there anything else you can do? Well, I can play shortstop pretty good. Oh, so sure enough, they start throwing him some grounders and overheads, and he's catching them very fine and throwing them right back. Oh, good. Can you pitch too? I'm a horse. What kind of a horse can pitch?
Yeah, I still don't get it.
The joke is that it's a horse that can't pitch. That's the joke. It's the world's worst joke. But yeah,
I'm over here, maybe 2 scenes later, still looking for some kind of wordplay or some kind of pun. I'm just like, I don't get it. Is this supposed to be really bad, and that's why you laugh?
Exactly. It's endearing because they're not perfect, but they are because they're rich. They don't age, and they look like supermodels. So yeah, the chemistry between them is. It's good. It's there. It's in scenes like that it worked, but there were a couple other when they like had to do some intimate stuff, some kisses and just some giggling, and he's just like, okay, that just didn't mesh as well. Like when they're watching the old people in the salsa dance through his windows. Yeah. His apartment building's right next to a salsa dance center, and he's like looking right at them.
You just sit there with a glass of wine and a box of Cheez-Its watching this in your free time.
Oh, there's nothing on TV these days. 300 channels and nothing to watch.
Get a PS4 and watch YouTube.
Watch our videos.
Watch our videos. There
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. Hashtag.
Yeah, the problems are just the what the fuck moments inside of this. And yeah, I'm kind of tiptoeing around our world's worst character. Basically, through surprisingly good deductive reasoning that wasn't hammered into our face, Harrison Ford figures out that Adaline is who she is.
Yeah.
And he goes to confront her and tries to tell her to live, I guess. This is the best way you can say it.
Yeah.
This kind of scares her into leaving, which leads to the infamous Ellis getting out of the shower scene that you've seen in the trailers. Okay, I'm just going to put it like that, because there's no real other way to put it.
Exactly.
Yeah, he realizes she's gone, and he goes after her. While on the road, she just pulls over and calls her daughter, and finally decides to just live again, to go back.
This could have been a very interesting scene if A, they had gone the full circle route and she ended up in the exact same place she crashed last time. Yeah. And B, if it was Ellis that hit her. It starts snowing and she just kind of, she completely stops, right, to make the phone call?
Yeah, she pulls over, and it's when she starts doing a U-turn to get back on the road, a truck out of nowhere blindsides her, knocks her over the ravine in a very well done crash scene that looks like they just put their actor and a GoPro inside of a cart and flipped it over a freaking ravine.
Yeah.
Which apparently ejects her from the car.
Yeah.
And this truck driver.
We expected somebody to get out of the truck. The truck isn't even damaged, mind you.
It's not. It's not.
I think that's the second continuity error we found in this.
Yeah, there's one thing where she takes a drink from Ellis and walks out the door, and then it flashes back to him, and he's got another cup right there.
Yeah. Great continuity.
Yeah, there was that. I was the only one that was like, for that.
Yeah,
after you,
I don't know where my eyes.
He just got the cup back.
I don't know where my eyes were. I think they just kind of dozed off there for a second. I'm just like, really?
It was just one of the slower scenes, so I can understand.
Yeah.
But yeah, the guy doesn't get out of the car.
I thought he was going to like back up slowly and then get out of the car. But no, he pulls a Yui and drives away.
No, he doesn't even pull a Yui. He just floors it.
Yeah.
He backs up a little bit and like he's looking down there.
Yeah, it's like panning down and we see him just flooring it. And then we just see her dead body. We're just like, really? You are the biggest asshole in the world.
She was just ejected from a car. Her car flipped 3 times. It's upside down in a ravine. Get your goddamn ass out of that car. Okay? I know that California drivers are horrible from experience driving in the area.
We're repeating ourselves at this point because this is the exact conversation.
Yes. And I do mean that. They're assholes. Let's face it. You guys have 6 lanes of whatever, and you think you can get away with whatever you want. It's the area you live in. But get out of the fucking car, right? Get out and check. If you're worried about showing, show that. Let an actor, actually get worried, think that she's dead, then get back in the car and drive away. But come on, any real driver would actually get out first.
Yeah. And
check on something.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Then Ellis is coming down the road and we see Harrison Ford and his wife. Or was it his daughter?
No, Ellis drove away, and he finally gets to the crash site, and there's just 2 bystanders standing there watching.
No, they're just bystanders.
Yeah, they were just bystanders. They weren't anybody special. They're just standing there watching. There's a woman bleeding to death in this ravine down here. Get your ass down there and do something. I don't care if you've called the paramedics. Stop the bleeding. Tourniquet some stuff. Admittedly, you don't want to necessarily move them for neck injuries, but for God's sake, she had blood all over her when they finally do get down there. There's nothing you can do? Ellis, the second he sees this, fuck this shit. He runs down there. He starts checking pulses, realizes her heart stopped, and starts giving her CPR.
Yeah.
Come on.
Then the paramedics come, and we get our narration again.
That jumps back into space. What is going on?
Tiny meteor hits the moon, on Earth causes some...
A ton of tidal shifts, which manipulate weather patterns,
Yeah.
which cause it to snow in San Francisco.
And apparently that's what happened. Did the Della Comet... Are they trying to say that the Della Comet hit the moon, and that's what happened?
It was a meteorite that hit the moon.
Yeah.
And that the comet coming around somehow was the reason why that meteorite hit the moon. Gravity. Magnets. How do they even work? But, yeah, so
that caused the storm from the first accident. And...
No, that it causes the second one. The first one, it was just a random snowstorm.
Okay.
There's no cause.
Okay, so yeah, that comet starts the second one, where it starts to snow, and we get the hypothermia thing again.
Yeah, where her body goes into suspended animation of dying thing.
And then all of a sudden, it's the paramedics pulled out defibrillator paddles.
Which instantly jolts her system and make her all good again.
150 gigawatts, whatever, of electricity.
350 volts. A bolt of lightning, they said in the very beginning of the movie, that it was like 1 billion volts plus a bunch of amp crunches that was tripled because of the water. And... apparently defibrillators can reverse all of this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because her body was in flux again. They hit her with the defibrillators, bringing her back, even though she was technically dead for 2 minutes again.
Yeah.
And this causes the elasticity of her cells to go back to normal, so now she ages.
Yep. Yeah, she's in the hospital. We have our hospital scene where Ellis knows...
Yeah, she tells him that and everything.
Her daughter's living with her. They get a new puppy.
Yeah, new puppy.
And they're going to a party, and she kind of just like takes a double take, turns on the lights again and looks in the mirror, and she pulls out a gray hair, which tells us that she's aging again.
And she's so happy.
Yeah.
Because I found love again, I can age again. Because there's no way in hell I'd know the scientific explanation that the narrator had to shove down our throat that we didn't need.
And then we get pulled out into space again, just smacked in the face.
With a comet.
Yeah. Credits roll. The end.
This was the weirdest piece. This is the weirdest mediocre thing I think we've ever seen.
Yeah.
The romance stuff is slow at parts. You've seen this before, but the actors are good enough to actually pull it off.
Hey, we had 2 weeks in a row where we actually recommend something.
I know, it's weird. I still don't think it's worth full price, but I mean, compared to everything else,
yeah.
Don't go see Hot Pursuit. Just don't.
I have the feeling we're going to see it eventually.
Yeah.
Maybe next week.
It's going to be Paul Blart times 2.
Jesus. Did it do worse than Paul Blart?
I don't know. I don't want to check the IMDb. I'll probably have. I'll do it. Honestly, it just looks horrible.
At least it has sex appeal.
It does not even have sex appeal. Okay, it's the stupid lady from Modern Family doing the Modern Family shtick, with Reese Witherspoon doing a horrible accent. Okay,
Reese Witherspoon is Justin Bieber.
I think that would actually be worse. But yeah, final verdict on this movie: just wait for the cheap seats. It's 6%. 6%. So technically better than Paul Blart did. But no way is it good. Holy shit, it's actually sitting at 90% on a user basis? Why? I have no idea.
Guys weren't getting any from their girlfriend because they're jerking off to Sofia Vergara on Modern Family.
Yeah, I mean, Age of Adeline's at 54, so. Hey, Paul Blart actually moved up to 6%. So I guess they're doing even now. But yeah, so Age of Adaline, it's okay.
Check it out at least once.
Yeah.
You won't be sorry.
It's entertaining enough. It's just not.
Yeah.
It's not this godsend of all romantic movies.
Not gonna be like I fell asleep.
It's
like,
certainly better than freaking 50 Shades of Grey and The Longest Ride, which 2 movies that have already made my top 10 worst movies list.
Did you actually go see The Longest Ride?
I got dragged to it with some family.
Where's the video on that?
I didn't want to. I dropped enough F-bombs inside the 50 Shades one. I don't need another video of nothing but F-bombs. Okay? No. Just no. So, yeah, this movie was okay. It wasn't something horrible. It wasn't great. It's just okay with some really weird moments.
Yeah.
Moments that are going to keep us laughing for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
Because of just how weird they were.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish that the Cinema Snob would do a video on this. Because I want to see Brad's reaction to these just weird, out of nowhere science, mumbo-jumbo shit that makes no sense.
It could be worse. We could have had to utter the words, 2 for little boy.
We could still do that. He actually said that Little Boy, as far as the religious movies go, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
So we might see that one again. That when I actually have money
Yeah.
to go pay for it, we'll go watch that and Hot Pursuit. No. Pray for us.
Oh gee, I can't wait. I don't know which one I'm excited about most. Jesus.
Jesus, that's what you're excited about. Jesus. So yeah, I'm calling it. So as always, I'm Kelly.
I'm DJ.
And we'll see you all
Next time.